Hi, my name is Kimberly Morales, and I'm gonna present my client. Her name is Ariani Diaz, and I'm gonna give a little bit of her background as we are ending our session. We are in our closing session stage. Ariani is a mother who enters our services due to transportation issues, child for school attendance, and difficulty accessing community resources. Hi, Ariani.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. How are you? Thank you for meeting with me today. Since we are nearing the end of our work together, I'd like to start by reviewing the goals we set when we first began. When you first came into the program, what were the main concerns you want to address?
I was really struggling with getting my son to school. His attendance was bad, and I didn't have reliable transportation.
Oh, yes. I remember how overwhelming that felt for you. What goals do you hope to achieve when we started working together?
I wanted to get him to school more consistently and find some kind of transportation help. I also wanted to know what resources were out there for us.
Um, do you feel those goals are still important for you today, or have any of them changed as we've worked together?
They're still important, but I feel like I've made progress. I'm not as lost as I was.
Oh, that's great to hear. Before we move on, I want to highlight that you came into the progress with a lot of strengths, your commitment to your son, your willingness to ask for help, and your ability to follow through. Those strengths have played a big role in the progress you've made.
Thank you. I didn't feel strong at the beginning, but I guess I've learned a lot.
So let's talk about the progress you've made and what improvements have you noticed since we began working together?
My son's attendance has gotten so much better. He's at about 90% right now. And I got help with transportation, so I'm not missing appointments anymore.
That's a huge accomplishment. What helped you make that progress?
Honestly, having someone help me figure out the steps and learning how to plan ahead, I didn't realize how much that mattered.
You've done a lot of hard work. When we first met, you were unsure whether services will help. I will describe that as being in the contemplation stage. You were thinking about change, but weren't sure how to start or where to start. Today, you've been consistently using coping strategies, accessing resources, and maintaining your son's attendance. That looks like the maintenance stage. How does that feel for you?
It feels good. I didn't think I'd get here.
What accomplishments are you most proud of?
Definitely getting my son to school and learning how to advocate for myself.
What strengths do you think helped you get this far?
I guess I'm more determined than I thought, and I'm better at asking for help now.
That determination has been clear from the beginning. You've overcome barriers that would have stopped a lot of people. As we come to the end of our work together, I want to take a moment to reflect everything you've accomplished. You improve your son's attendance, secure transportation support, and connect with community resources. Those are major achievements.
Yeah, I'm proud of that, but I am also a little nervous about not having these sessions anymore.
It's completely normal to feel that way. What feelings are coming up for you as we prepare to end our work together?
I guess I'm worried about slipping back and not knowing what to do if something comes up.
Um, That makes sense. Let's talk about how you can continue your progress. What support system do you feel you can rely on moving forward?
My sister has been helping more, and the school social worker said I can reach out if I need anything.
Those are great support system. You've also developed strong problem solving skills and confidence in navigating resources. What will help you continue using those tools?
Just remembering that I can do it and not being afraid to ask for help.
That's exactly right. Before we close, I want to acknowledge how much work you've put into this progress or process. You've shown resilience, commitment, and growth. Although our sessions are ending, you have tools and support to continue moving forward.
Thank you. I really appreciate everything.
You're welcome. I'm proud of the progress you've made, and I'm confident you'll continue building on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello. Welcome to my 10-minute self-critique introduction. In this self-critique, I will reflect on my performance during the 15-minute role play session, focusing on my strength, for improvement, and my plan for continued growth as a developing social worker. My goal is to evaluate how effectively I demonstrated the three stages of the sessions: evaluating goals, evaluating progress, and termination, while maintaining professionalism, empathy, and client-centered practice. I would like to talk about my strength. First, strong use of active listening. One of my primary strengths in this session was my consistent use of active listening, which included paraphrasing, reflecting feelings, and summarizing the client's statements. These skills helped the client feel understood and supported, and they created a safe environment for honest reflection. I maintained eye contact, noted appropriately, and used verbal encourages such as "I hear you" and "that makes sense," which reinforced rapport. Number two, effective use of open-ended questions. I use open-ended questions throughout the session to encourage deeper reflection. For example, what accomplishments are you most proud of? Allow the client to explore her own strength and progress. This approach supported client self-determination and avoided leading the client towards predetermined answers. Three, clear evaluation of goals and progress. I demonstrated a strong understanding of the goal evaluation process by revisiting the client's original concerns and helping her articulate how her goals had evolved. I also effectively connected her progress to the stage of change model, identify her movement from contemplation to maintenance. This showed my ability to integrate theory into practice. Fourth, it's the empathy and strength-based approach. Throughout the session, I highlighted the client's resilience, determination, and growth. This strength-based approach helped empower the client and reinforce her confidence in continuing progress after services end. I validated her emotions, especially during the termination stage, which helped normalize her concerns about ending the relationship. And fifth, professional and ethical boundaries. During the termination stage, I maintained appropriate boundaries by avoiding dependency creating statements. Instead of offering ongoing personal support, I guide the client toward identify her own support system and resources. These demonstrate ethical practice and respect for the client's autonomy. Now, I would like to talk about my weaknesses. First, pacing and transitions. One area I noticed needing improvement was my pacing. At times, I transitioned too quickly between topics, especially during the progress evaluation stage. This might have limited the client's opportunity to reflect more deeply or express additional emotions. Second, limited exploration of emotional content. Although I reflected feelings, I could have explored the client's emotions more thoroughly. For example, when the client expressed nervousness about termination, I could have asked follow-up questions to better understand the roots of that anxiety. This will have strengthened the emotional depth of the session. Third, occasional overstructuring. Because I was focused on the meeting, all rubric requirements I submitted relied too heavily on structured questions. While structure is important, I could have allowed more natural conversation flow to create a normal, authentic therapeutic experience. Fourth, need for more intentional silence. I tended to fill silence quickly instead of allowing the client space to process her thoughts. Intentional silence is a powerful therapeutic tool, and using it more effectively will have encouraged deeper client reflection. Now I would like to talk about my plan for future improvements for next time to do better. First, improve pacing and allow more reflection time. I plan to slow down my transitions and allow client more time to think before moving to the next question, to allow them more time to think and to express. Practicing intentional silence will help me strengthen the skill. Second, deepen emotional exploration. In future sessions, I will ask more follow-up questions that explore the client's emotional experiences, such as tell me more about what makes you feel nervous, or what emotions come up when you think about ending services. This will help me better understand the client's internal world. Third, balance the structure with flexibility. I will continue to use the structured questions, but remain open to following clients' lead when appropriate. This will help create a more natural therapeutic rhythm. Fourth, strength reflecting listening skills. I plan to practice more advanced reflective techniques, such as double-sided reflections and deeper paraphrasing to help clients explore ambivalence and gain insight. Fifth will be continue building confidence in termination skills. Termination can be emotionally complex for both clients and practitioner. I will continue practicing how to improve closure that is supportive, empowering, and ethically grounded. For my conclusion of how I felt practicing the a closing sessions, I will say that I believe the role play demonstrated strong foundational skills in evaluating goals, assessing progress, and facilitating a healthy termination progress or process. I showed empathy, professionalism, and a clear understanding of the therapeutic stage. At the same time, I recognize areas where I continue to grow, particularly in pacing, emotional exploration, and reflecting depth. These self-critiques reflects my commitment to ongoing development as a social worker and my dedication to providing clients with compassionate, ethical, and effective support. Thank you so much for your time.